All right, Dark Horse family, I wanted to make this video really for all Mustangs. I received a question asking about friction coefficient codes. Well, let's get into it. So the question is, I've got a Dark Horse Mustang. I've added the Whipple blower, and now I feel like the brake performance is really diminished. And I don't, obviously I'm making more power, but what else is out there? What can I put? What sort of performance do the factory pads have? Can we quantify it? These are some of the questions that consumers have, so I wanted to address it and let you know that the DOT has given us a little bit of a hint on what the factory pad performance is like. So by law, all brake pad suppliers, be it OEM or aftermarket, are required to put friction coefficient codes on the pads, and it's a 2-character designation. So if you look right here, this is your factory Dark Horse pads. This is an FF rated pad. The scale goes up to H, and this code references the cold performance from 0 to 400 degrees, and then the second character references the hot performance, which is up to 650 degrees, which is the upper limit of what you would expect for street driving. Now, if you are a track car, you may see temperatures that exceed 800 degrees, up to say around 850 degrees, in extended track use and like session type racing. But as a street car application, the DOT only regulates street pads. And for street pads, right now, peak performance would be somewhere around a GG to GH rated pad. Okay, so what is the pad performance like on this pad? Well, this code is a designation. So an F rating would be a mu of 0.35 to 0.45. Now that's a decent span, so it'd be helpful if companies actually provided, unredacted reports so we could read their actual performance. But we can get a pretty good idea of what the performance is like just off of these codes. And an FF rated pad is a good general all-around daily driver pad. Is it class leading? No. Is it a friction that you'd find in a modern sports car, supercar application? No, it's not. It is a affordable, budget, good street pad. Now, what is the standard? Well, the standard today, here's an idea. This is the new BMW M Series pad. So this is off of the M2, M3, and M4. It's the factory Brembo pads. And you'll see that the factory pads are GG rated. Okay, so GG is kind of the floor. That's really the standard, and that's what I would be looking for if I was going to replace my factory pads. A GG rated pad. These are semi-metallic frictions, and the other compound that's prevalent in the aftermarket is a ceramic. Now, when would I need one? When would I need the other? Okay. Semi-metallic pads, the problem with semi-metallic pads is they have super high dust output. And the higher that you go in friction coefficient, the worse the dust gets. So usually by the time you get to a GG rated pad, the dust is just atrocious. It's awful, but the braking performance does go up. So I can tell right off the bat that this pad is gonna have a lot worse dust than this pad. So if you're not happy with this pad for dust, be careful going to a semi-metallic and a higher friction coefficient. I would look for a ceramic. So that kind of brings me to, where I think the bell curve of demand is going to be for this platform. So my advice to you would be to go hunt for a GG rated ceramic friction. Now, is there any deficiency in a ceramic? Well, the only real deficiency I would see is for those that live in the coldest winter areas. So if you're up in Maine or maybe Canada, Alaska, I would be maybe hesitant to run a ceramic in the winter months. They're more of a 3-season pad for you. But for most American customers, a ceramic, in my opinion, really is the way to go. And you can run it all 4 seasons. Now, what are the benefits of a ceramic? Well, I've already told you low dust. That's probably the #1 selling point. So the dust output is extremely low. You're probably going to cut dust by 75% or more over your factory semi-metallic pad. So low dust output is the #1 selling point. The other selling point is ceramic frictions tend to be silent. There's no noise, something that you may experience with the factory pads, especially as they wear. So no noise, silent performance, low dust, and then long life. You should get at minimum about twice the lifespan out of a ceramic friction up to 650 degrees in normal street temperatures. Now, I don't suggest the ceramics for track use. So if you're gonna go track, I would suggest sticking with a racing semi-metallic pad. You will have greatly expedited wear as you exceed 650 degrees on a ceramic, most ceramic frictions. So, but for the street, for a normal street car application, ceramic is the way to go. Look at your brake pad friction codes. It's not the end all be all, but it's a pretty good idea of what the sort of performance that you can expect to get out of these pads. And moving to something like a GG pad would be an upgrade in both cold and hot performance over your factory pads. I hope this provides a little bit more intel. I will tell you that he also sent us his rears, and Ford is using the FF friction on the front and the rear, the same friction front and rear. So look for a GG rated pad, try to get it all the way around. I think you're going to be very happy with the low dust, the low noise, and the much longer lifespan. Even if you're paying a little bit more for the pads, let's just say hypothetically you had to pay twice as much for the pads. Well, if you're getting 2 times the wear, it's a break even in the end, but I think it's worth it for the added braking performance and the low dust. If you have any more questions, reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer anything you want to know. See ya.